Hi, this is Walt Medlin, BonusLife.com. This is my personal website for education. I am a bariatric surgeon at the Bariatric Medicine Institute in Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm also a bariatric surgical patient. I had sleeve gastrectomy 10 years ago. And I want to talk today about one of the tricky parts of weight and weight care. Barriers is probably the best single catch-all. There are barriers from inside and from outside for people getting evidence-based care. Now, we know there's really no scientific debate. For people over a body mass index of 35 or 40, that bariatric surgery is going to be beneficial, is going to help almost everybody. Now, there are a few exceptions, and that is why everybody has a one-on-one consultation. But for most people, their quality of life, our goal long-term is quality of life, which I call being a butt-kicking 80-year-old, if you can read that up in the corner, that people benefit. But if you look over about a decade, we don't operate on even probably 10%, not even 10 out of 100 people actually has a bariatric operation. That's less than 1 in 100 per year. I think we do better than we give ourselves grief about. Bariatric surgeons are always worried about this, and healthcare providers, that we're not touching the problem at all. We are. A lot of people are having surgery, but probably not enough. And why not? Well, one of the barriers is money, okay? And that's realistic. Right now, insurance only covers for about 1/3 of Americans. 2/3 of Americans do have good coverage, though. There's still a cost. I mean, my out-of-pocket deductible is over $5,000 this year, so there are a lot of years where I try not to even go near that. So that's a barrier, even if you have coverage. If you don't have coverage, a lot of it is a misunderstanding of how much it costs. There are some hospitals that are large hospital systems that charge crazy amounts, like $25,000 and $35,000. Most good programs that are independent have the ability to go to a surgery center where they can manage those costs, and it's more in the order of $8,000 to $15,000 in the U.S. I don't come in and anyhow, I'm throwing numbers out there to be helpful. Don't quote me on this directly, but it's not hard in the U.S. to have surgery for around $10,000. You can borrow against 401k. There are all sorts of ways to come up with that. You can borrow from your credit union if you want to. But most people do have coverage. People with Medicare, Medicaid, all federal plans do. Most state plans, state employees, and Fortune 500 companies mostly have plans. So, given those folks who don't have a financial barrier or much of a financial barrier, what's holding them back? So, one of the things is your family loves you and friends love you, and they don't understand the disease, and they don't understand the safety of surgery and the lack of safety of not having surgery. So I'm going to call that family and friends. They love you. They don't want to see you have an operation, any operation. However, it's funny, you'll go have your gallbladder out and they'll act like you're having drive-through surgery. That worries me just as much. The biggest one, though, and this was true for me too, is self. I think we hold ourselves back from having this for various reasons, and we make various, I don't want to call it excuses, but it kind of is. I don't want to spend the money. I don't deserve it yet. I should do one more big diet. I should sign up for boot camp and go to that special, 1-month program. What can I say? We all do that bargaining. Nobody loves having surgery. However, most of the time when people have made up their mind, they're actually quite happy to be at the hospital on their day of surgery. They're excited. They're starting their new life. But getting there, why wouldn't you worry? It's surgery. I do it every day, but it's still never a small deal. It is always a big deal. So you're not wrong to be cautious. The problem is this keeps people from even having a consult. And coming in and having a consult and talking to a surgeon is not saying you're going to have surgery, okay? It's finding out more information. And so I think if we can just get people past that barrier and they come in and actually meet the person, and this is where a lot of things go through families and friends, where it's like, oh, my friend had surgery with that person. I really like that lady. Dr. Christina Richards is just awesome. Why wouldn't I go to her? And once they met with a family, or my partner, Dr. Cottom, half of Nevada has had surgery with Dr. Cottom, and Northern Nevada, and they've met him through family. They've met him through the community. So I think coming in for a consult is really a barrier that some people feel like they have to have had their mind made up already for surgery. So don't let that get in your way. And then this expectation, I was going to say that about self. I think this goes along with this of the expectation that the disease of obesity, people want it to be something, including me, I want it to be something different than it is. And it's just not. It is not something that we can have control of any more than I can control my baldness. I can do meds for my baldness that don't work very well. I can wear a hat, or I can wear a toupee, but I'm not going to change the fact that this is not the lack of willpower. This is not some naughty I did that I'm bald. I don't blame myself for that. I had LASIK surgery. I wore glasses forever. I didn't blame myself for vision. But we have this expectation with obesity that we're supposed to be in control. And I think it has to do with the fact that we have temporary control, that we can go to boot camp and drop weight. And we just feel like we lose willpower when we gain weight, and that's really not the issue. So I think the expectations are a barrier in terms of the way we want the world to be. I hope this is helpful. I hope that this at least helps encourage you to come in and see your surgeon or us if you're in our area for consultation. Because a lot of times that one-on-one really helps define, again, what your goals are as well, because your barriers are also wrapped up into your goals sometimes. So that's a convoluted thing to say, but anyhow, I think we need to get to know you as one-on-one as a person, and we can only do that in person. So we hope you come for a visit. I hope you go see your local surgeon for a visit, or bariatric medicine provider as well. Thank you so much. I'm Walter Medlin, BonusLife.com. Thanks.